There's 1 minute left on the clock. Your team is winning capture the flag on Valhalla by 1 point. But there's hardly any time and the enemy team has the flag. Everyone's dead inside, but bam, there comes you with a Spanker rocket launcher, firing one rocket precise enough to make contact with both the enemy flag carrier as well as other people around him, with blood, limbs, and armor shrapnel flying across the air. The kill was clutch as fuck, with you getting all the clout that you could ever want. While a kill like that brings the dopamine rush that gaming is synonymous with, it's the gore that reminds you of the harsh realities of war. While Halo 3 is no way on the same realm of reality as modern day combat, that kill you got with the rocket launcher, you know, the one with all the limbs and shit, ended that dude behind the Spartan armor's life. That man you killed once had a family, as well as lifelong brothers in the Spartan program. You decided to end his life in the most unforgiving way possible, all because he was carrying a different colored flag.
You and your pride and your ego.
Gore and shooter games added maturity in an otherwise unrealistic and goofy atmosphere. Maybe it's due to Gore's shock value. It makes you aware that on the battlefield, you can be a fucking savage. I'm not talking about this savage. I'm talking about being connected to pure primal shit in the heat of the moment. Kinda like when the dude in the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel catches a large ass fish. Gore makes you realize that the shit that you're playing requires a certain emotional level that you gotta be at in order to play it. For example, I can't imagine a woman from a retirement home playing Doom 2016. It's a damn shame. Halo went from a game in which the blood shot out of your Spartan's armor when you got shot at, to a game that got rid of assassinations like in Halo Infinite. The last game to feature assassinations was Halo 5, and while some of those animations looked fucking gangster, it felt cheesy as hell because the game did not feature blood whatsoever. It was the first Halo shooter game to stray away from the M for mature rating, displaying itself with a goofy T for teen rating instead. What was the reason for this? You guessed it, money. Having a T for teen rating opened itself up to a much larger audience, considering that it allowed for Christian suburban moms to finally feel comfortable enough to buy Halo for their son. And it's crazy that this rating alone was purely contingent on the fact of whether or not the game had blood in it. Thus, an aspect of the cool, mature, edgy side of playing Halo was ultimately slightly evaporated. Now, I don't say this to praise gore and pain, like, fucking hell, I'm weird, but I'm not that weird, you get what I'm saying? I'm just saying that combat-based first-person shooters aesthetically used to look fucking badass and sick. And yes, while I do know that Halo was literally meant to resemble action figures fucking around in a sandbox with weapons, it didn't have to be made through an arcadey lens like with Halo 5. Look, with that being said, some games just have to embrace the chakra and overall vibes of being a dope-ass balls-to-the-wall first-person shooter. A perfect example of one of these games is Call of Duty World at War, a game where you can literally blow the heads off of players. Now imagine a World War II game, one of the most gruesome wars of all time, without this attention to how crazy the consequences of combat can be for the person your gun is pointed at. Gore, we can conclude, was ultimately a necessary and crucial part of this game. Look, I'm just saying, when I think of Call of Duty, I think of Call of Duty World at War and Black Ops, as opposed to Black Ops 4, run around as Nicki Minaj in a cyborg Buzz Lightyear outfit edition. The amount of blood that's in a game, or the exploding limb shit I mentioned, isn't for everyone. Certainly isn't for the mainstream media, where they used to have a mega hard-on for blaming the violence in video games for tragic shootings. But goriness, like I said, is a crucial part for a lot of combat-based video games, and just other video games in general. Like, imagine Sniper Elite without the cool, slow-ass kill sequences that focus in on the bullet's impact on the body, or Kratos absolutely fucking massacring people in God of War. These moments ultimately make you sit up straight and realize that killing is just fucked up. It doesn't turn people into sociopaths all of a sudden, because after all, you're just sitting on your ass playing a video game. But honestly, dude, I'll be straight up, AAA games and their publishers just don't give a shit about this anymore, and they don't really care much about attention to detail regardless. And while it is pretty sad, they can also suck my balls. Shout out to the Doom series though, that shit kicks ass.